Hi everyone, welcome back to Resin Me Up. Turn that thing down a little bit. It's a little loud. Okay, today we are going to do this. I have this one and one other mold left from Resin Molds Express. I don't think I'm getting any more from them. So I guess when I'm done with the other one, I'm done. So today we're going to do a marble effect in this. And I don't know how much this mold holds, but I mixed up 500 mLs. So we're going to mix up some colors here. Today we're going to use the bronze by Recollections. We're going to use the turquoise by Mateo. We're going to use the red from TEEXPERT. And I'm either going to use this white from TEEXPERT or my angel white from Lorez that Laura from Laura's Art Corner has. I haven't decided yet. So we're going to go ahead and mix up some of these colors. Oh, fan has to go off. Sorry. That was a mess. So we're just going to put in a couple scoops of this and see how it comes out. Mix that up. And we may add like a little bit of shimmer to the white.
Teal drops fall like ocean waves. Red burns like the fire it craves. White swirls like a ghost on the breeze. This chaos makes beauty with ease. Spin it around, let the colors collide. Dancing through resin, nothing to hide. A masterpiece born from the swirling fight. Art made from teal, from red and white. From red and white. Watching the pigment slowly glide. Each line a story the resin tells. A splash of heaven where beauty dwells. Spin it around, let the colors collide. Dancing through resin, nothing to hide. A masterpiece born from the swirling fight. Art made from teal, from red and white. With every tilt, a magic appears. Layers of passion, stories and tears. Resin remembers the brush of fate, shaping the future with colors innate. Oh, from red and white. Ooh.
All right. let's get to mixing this stuff. Get to pouring it. And all I'm going to do is pour it straight down the middle of it. And I'm going to start with some clear. And I'm just going to start pouring the colors in there. No rhyme or reason. Ooh, that's a little transparent, isn't it? That's okay, because sometimes red will take over. Oh no! Get back up here. Overrested my poor spot. Need to wipe my fingers off. So I am making a mess. which is pretty typical. You guys can see all this, right? Yeah. I mean, wow, you guys, that's 500 mLs of resin. I mean, although I do have some over here that's mixed up kind of funky, which I may have to borrow some of that. Anyway, pour it in there. Even though it wasn't my favorite color, but it'll work. It'll be at the bottom. All right, I'm going to get a fan on this so that it doesn't flash. And we will be back on demold. Okay, see you in a little while, guys. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Well, do I ever have a story for you? So yesterday we poured this, and I went to lunch with my hubby while this was curing, and I came back and I didn't feel very well, so I laid down, and I thought that I had closed my door on my studio and took a little nap, came in here later to check on it, and guess who got into my studio? Yes, Sylvia Ann. And she knocked it over. So I ended up having to clean up that mess, and I had to re-pour it. So this did not get posted yesterday. This is Saturday morning, and had to re-pour it. And so it is now cured again. So, well, not again, but it had to re-cure. So let's get this out of here and we'll see how this turned out. So yeah, you have to close doors, or I have to close doors, because she thinks that she needs to get up in on my table and get into the window. So that is what her issue is. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get this off of here. Good thing I have a silicone mat on my table, because it was a mess. Okay, and so when I re-poured this, I decided to mix a couple of different colors versus, because, you know, remember when I was pouring the other one, I said that red was really transparent. Well, I decided to mix up a different red. And so what I used was, I chose to use, I still used the teal blue orchid from Laura's Art Corner, which, you know, I love that one. And I decided to use for my red, Laura's other mica, which is candy apple blossom. And then I used the white. And then instead of so much bronze, I didn't use very much of that. And you guys, look how that turned out. Isn't that gorgeous? So you can just barely see a little bit of the bronze in there. And then the teal blue orchid and the candy apple blossom. That is so pretty. So that's how it turned out. It turned out really nice. I like it. That's a lot. It's really heavy too. Let's weigh that and see how much it weighs. So that weighs 15.9 ounces. So almost 16 ounces is what that weighs. So it's a fairly decent size. It's very pretty. I got a piece of glitter in there. It's probably when I was wiping up my table from the disaster. But isn't that pretty? I really like it. And you could really dress this up if you wanted to. You could go around the edge with gold or silver or whatever. So yeah, so there it is. Very nice. Now, I would probably like to try this again, but use the transparent colors and do it in layers. But I wanted to try this with mica powders first. So yeah, it's very pretty. And you could use this for, let me grab my little trusty flowers here that I shove into everything. And these a little longer, because I bend these all over the place for everything. Let's make them a little shorter. And I have lots of extras over here too, you guys. We got to go over because I've had lots of extra resin. So yeah, isn't that cute? Love those two colors together. It's just very pretty. So yeah, so there's that. So let's go over our extras over here. So with clear, I poured this little into resin turtle. I just poured it clear. Or no, I poured in clear and I dropped in some of Laura's ocean. Some of the ocean octopus fluid inks. And I just dropped some of it in there. And then when it cured, what I did is I put, when it was tacky, I used my Glaze Tiffany and just brushed over the surface of it. And then I put a clear coat over top of that. And so as you can see, it really made that glisten in there. It's so pretty. Very pretty. And then I had some more clear and I dropped that into the Into Resin flower mold. And in this one, I dropped in the tangerine octopus ink. So that's what that looks like. Sparkly. Let me give you a closer look of this. Okay. And when I had to redo this, I had some extra left over. So I poured another one of these flowers. Let's get this one out. And I used the strawberry in this one. So that's what that one looks like. Very pretty. And I poured some of the leftover teal blue orchid into the frog, the little froggy mold. So we'll get that one out. Oh, but before I did that, I had already poured in some of the clear leftover, and I had added some of the rainbow marabou alcohol ink to it, and it was already cured. And so then I poured the teal blue orchid on top of that. So that's what that looks like on top of it. Isn't that pretty? Yeah, I was just looking for things to pour all this extra resin in. So he's pretty too. So there's that one. And then I poured another turtle when I had to mix that up. And on this one, I had mixed in some marabou rainbow with it. And then on top of that, I dropped the strawberry octopus. Oops, I can't set that on there. And that's how he turned out. I'm always messing with something. So that's what he looks like. So he turned out cute too. And you know, you never know, I just might mess around with something. And then the very first pour in this vase, do you remember, you'll remember that I mixed up a turquoise pigment paste, and then I added in some of this teal blue orchid, and I didn't like it. Well, I poured that into this frog because I didn't want to waste the resin. And so then when I made this vase, I poured the remaining teal blue orchid on top of it. So I don't have a clue how this is going to turn out. So that's what I did on this one. So I was just pouring into molds all of the leftover resins. And you know what that's like, you know, just getting extra resin poured. So that's what it looks like on the back. That's what it looks like on the front. See, I didn't like that color at all. I'm so glad I didn't use that in that vase. It's not that great of a color. So that's what he looks like. He's just a two-tone dude. And then I had some clear left over from this pour, so I poured it in some little molds. So I got some angel wings. Not that spectacular. I was just reaching for molds. And then I've got a couple over here that aren't full yet, so those aren't ready. I did pour another set of glasses, and they are just clear with rainbow in them, because, you know, clear. Those are cute. I'll add those to my collection. And that is it, guys. That's all the extras. Oh, wait, that's not true. I had a frog mold from a while back, or frog that I had poured from a while back, and it was white, and then I poured yellow on top of it, and then I just gave him black toenails. So he's just kind of plain. So there you have it. Those are all the extras from all of this. And yeah. So there you have it, guys. There's all my extras, and there's my vase. So you'll have to let me know what you guys think about that. I think it turned out spectacular. Next, I'll pour it with transparents and see what kind of look I can get there. And yeah, I just love this teal blue orchid, and that candy apple blossom is a pretty color too. So, but I'll pour it with transparents too, because you know I love transparents too. So, all right, yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Hit that like button and leave me a comment. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you. And remember, stay curious, stay creative, and always stay positive. And we'll see you on the next one. Bye, y'all. Have a great day and a great weekend. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.